The final baby mobs have been rolled out and it's time to finish ranking them. Of course, we've all probably already seen them, so hopefully they'll be going back and updating a couple of them. If you haven't seen the new baby mobs yet, you'll understand soon enough. Subscriber will be mauled by a baby panda. I took a week off from uploading to work on other projects, so we have a lot of mobs to go through. But firstly, they finally did it. They fixed the baby wolf texture. Remember it was flipped for the past few weeks? Anyway, onto the mobs. We start with the camel. This is good. They basically removed the hump and made it a little bigger. Baby camels do have humps, but they're flappy and not fully formed, so for the sake of the game, I think it's good that it has no hump. Although they didn't update the zombie camel for some reason. One time I was in Egypt and we went on a camel ride, except I was given the smelliest, moodiest camel they had and it did not want to be ridden. I tried climbing on top and it would rock back and forth trying to throw me off, so I had to wait by the locals' tent while everyone else went to ride camels. 7 out of 10. Next we have the baby armadillo. It's lighter than the grown one and its tail is a lot more noticeable. Not much else to say other than that. Try to scare it. Oops, I didn't mean to actually hit it. But that's what it looks like in its shell. 7 out of 10. Next we have the baby bee. The BB for short. Bees in Minecraft are huge anyway, but this is still smaller. The lighter colours indicates younger and the stinger hasn't fully developed yet. Let's make it angry. Those are some red eye. Ouch! Okay, well that thing's gonna die. Let's rate it before it does. I'm gonna give it a 6 out of 10. No reason in particular, I just feel like it's missing something. Also, bees are close to wasps, and I've actually been stung by a wasp twice. Orbitopog was there both times, and he ran away. It's good to have friends. And there it goes. Next we have the baby foxes, regular and arctic. These are pretty good. Fox was one where I didn't think it needed updating, but then I took a closer look at it and realized that its head was way too big for its body. I checked to see what it looked like with derpy eyes, and to be honest, I don't mind the single pixel ones here. Although maybe the eyes more spread out would look better. I'm gonna rank them both together since it's the same mob, just different texture. 8 out of 10, why not? You can kind of tell I'm pulling these ranks out of nowhere. Okay, yeah, this thing's definitely better than the old baby goat. That thing is more like a dwarf goat than a baby. This one's fur isn't overgrown and the horns are smaller and suit it much better. 9 out of 10. Now we move on to the llamas and my war glow up. Baby llama was one of the only mobs where it wasn't just an adult head on a shrunken body. It was an adult head on a chopped body. But that head was still way too big, so I'm glad we finally switched to a more appropriate version. I also think it looks better with no eyebrows. Makes it look more innocent. 8 out of 10. Stray llamas can have that too, because there's just regular llamas with carpet on. Polar bear. Did you know that polar bears are actually translucent, but the way the human eye reflects the light causes us to see them as white? I saw people on Twitter complaining about this one. Then again, it is Twitter and they complain about anything over there. If you look at a real baby polar bear, and it just makes sense. I just think this thing is very cute and probably my favourite of the baby mobs this time round. It has a childhood innocence in its eyes and the old baby polar bear didn't have that. 10 out of 10, great mob. Next up we have the panda. I summoned 4 variants so you can see what they look like, but I think they've removed the angry baby panda. Weird thing to do, but we do still have the sneezy and brown pandas. These guys are pretty cool and definitely an upgrade to the previous models. I'm gonna spice it up this time and give it a 7.9 out of 10 because episodes of We Bear Bears focusing on panda typically get that rating. All we need now is a brown bear and we're all good for bears. Now we move on to the sniffer. I mean, you guys already know my opinion on the sniffer already. The baby sniffer, well, I think what they should have done is made it more sort of like the baby ghost. It should have had 3 growth stages. When it hatches from the egg, it should be small and no moss on top. Second stage should be about this size-ish and start growing moss on top, but not this much. And third stage is just the adult sniffer. What I'm basically trying to say is that the baby sniffer shouldn't have moss on top. 4 out of 10 should have been the tough golem. Now it's time for the human-ish kind of mobs. What's the word I'm looking for? It'll come to me. First up is the baby zombie and... I just don't like it. They made the body smaller and the head massive. The baby zombie head is now the same size as a regular zombie head, which doesn't make sense at all, seeing as the whole point of this update was about baby mobs not just being the adult counterpart of the shrunken body. It's the same for the husk and the drowned. Here's a picture of what they look like with armor, because the command to spawn it isn't working. I have no idea what Mojang was thinking. Agnes, I'm sorry about this one, but you did not cook. I want to give it a 0 out of 10 to make them change the head, but the body is fine, so I'll give it a 2 and be done with it. Because they actually updated the zombie heads after I recorded this and made them cool now, so well done Mojang. 10 out of 10. Same with the villagers, man. What is this abomination of a baby? Why is this head just been chopped at the top and bottom? And what is that nose? Can you even breathe, kid? Why couldn't they just have made the head proportionate to the body? I mean, we already had it before. Even Bedrock Edition's baby villagers, which were a huge head on a tiny body, were still better than this hideous creature. I wonder how this will affect the kids on Villager News. Again, the body is fine, so I'm gonna give it a 2 out of 10, but please fix that head, I beg. The baby zombie villager can have the same ranking. For the final few mobs, we're going to travel to the Nether. Firstly, we have this dumb, fat, stupid little chud. I mean the piglin. A lot of people actually like this, but I don't know. I just can't. I mean, it's not all bad. They haven't grown their tusks yet. But I don't know. I feel like his body should be a pixel shorter on both sides. I'm gonna give it a 5 out of 10. It's not killing me, just hurting me a little. Also, I feel like there's improvements that can be made to the skull of the baby zombie. 4 out of 10. I don't like complaining. It makes me feel gross, but sometimes the truth is harsh. The hoglin is the only monster that can be fed a golden dandelion, by the way. That's the item that allows for a mob to remain a baby forever. I sincerely hope they update it so that all mobs, including villagers, can take golden dandelions. Back to the hoglin. I mean, I think the head could be about 1 pixel higher, but other than that, do baby hogs usually have those textures? Oh, okay, yeah, they do. Well done on accuracy, Mojang. Yeah, 5 out of 10. Probably deserves higher, but I'm keeping it neutral. The zoglin can have the same ranking, even though you can't use a golden dandelion on it. And last but not least, we have the strider. Oh my god, that thing is hideous. The baby strider, unlike its adult counterpart, has not yet learned to walk on lava. That's why it needs to stand on its mother's head. It's so ugly. Why is it so ugly? And it's not a cute ugly either, it's just ugly. Which I guess is the point. Okay, you can have a 6 out of 10. To be honest, I'm just giving you that so I can quit looking at your ugly face. I'm out of here. And there it is. That's every baby mob finally finished ranking. I suppose I can get rid of the last of these now, huh? I very much hope they improve the heads of the, why can't I remember the word? If you know what word I'm talking about, leave it in the comments below. I really hope they improve the villager and the zombie heads. Mojang, I assume you have a deadline, but just put a couple extra hours onto Blockbench. You can do this. I can't help notice that they didn't add a baby Enderman even though I asked for it like a month ago. Please, a baby Enderman that hasn't fully learnt to teleport yet and just keeps banging into things would be amazing. Oh, and a baby parrot too. And baby illagers. Not baby creepers though, cute as they may be. Although it would give Mojang the excuse they've been looking for to update the creeper texture. Anyway, that was ranking every baby mob part 3, and if they go ahead and update the villagers and the zombies and maybe add a baby enderman, then I'll be back to cover that. But for now, I hope you enjoyed, and if you also want that baby enderman, make sure to subscribe. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.